welcome. Some of you may know me as a BQH practitioner. I've been a member since 13 years, but I'm also an astrologer, and I've been working with astrology for over 40 years as I started as a teenager. Now, this year I will be doing weekly forecasts for the quantumhealers.com channel. And I would like to start with the first week of January. So please dive in with me into this new year. And I'm going to share my screen. So let's take a look where we are. And there we go. Okay, so let's move to the first week. Now, this week starts actually at December 30, because there's some relevant information there that I would like to include in the first week of January. And this is the new moon in Capricorn. Now, here we have the new moon in Capricorn. And this new moon in Capricorn is all about setting new goals, which is, of course, very in line with the beginning of a new year. I just want to mention, we're not going into the whole year forecast, of course, but I do want to mention that 2025 is going to be a year of endings and new beginnings, and there are going to be major shifts. Now, I'm sharing this in this weekly forecast because not only it is the first week of the calendar year, of course, but the new moon represents new beginnings, always. The new moon is always the symbol of a new start. Now, the new moon in Capricorn is all about beginnings by setting new goals, making a long-term plans. So it's like strategical planning. And so this is a good time for you to make plans for the upcoming year. Like, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to start? What do you want to complete? And what do you like to begin? Now, Capricorn is also about career and our place in society, how we can be of service to society. So this is also a good moment, a good week to make plans around your career as well. But there is something else that I would like to show you, because over here we have Venus, and Venus will be moving into Pisces, and I'm going to share the next screen with you. Yes, so this makes it a bit more visual. Oh, that's a bit too much. Let's move back. Okay. Well, here we have Venus, and Venus will be moving into the sign of Pisces on January 3. And this is a very important transit because now Venus is part of the inner planets, as we call it. So Venus moves quite quickly, but still, having Venus entering a new sign, and especially the sign of Pisces at the beginning of a new year, is very significant. When a planet moves into a new sign, the power and intensity of that planet increases. So Venus is all about love and peace. And when it moves into the sign of Pisces, which is all about compassion, empathy, unity, one love, this means that this gives us a really strong energy of forgiveness, because Venus in Pisces is all about forgiving others, forgiving ourselves. And I think there's no better way to start off a new year by looking at these patterns in our life in terms of relationships, like who do we need to forgive? Do we need to forgive ourselves? And is there something that we would like to complete within a relationship? Like, are there old themes that we don't want to take with us into the new year? So Venus in Pisces is a very beautiful transit. And it also relates to water, of course, because Pisces is a water sign, and Venus is about the goddess energy. So this is really a strong influence of water goddesses. And I think it's really beautiful that at the beginning of a new year, it is the goddess Jemanja from the Yoruba tradition, celebrated in Africa, but also in Brazil and South America, and nowadays in many countries. I've seen celebrations of Jemanja also in Spain, for example. Now, Jemanja is the goddess of the sea, the creator of life and of sea life, of course. And in many countries, what they do is on the 1st of January, they go to the sea and they send blessings to Jemanja by dressing up in white clothes, making boats, little boats from paper, and give it to the sea with their wishes. In some countries, they do this on February 2nd, but there are many countries where it is done on January 1 because it is a ritual that goes with the beginning of the new year. So I would like to encourage you to do that because water, of course, is life. Water is a creator of life. So it's a beautiful week to celebrate the goddess Jemanja or any other water goddesses, of course. I mean, Setna is also a water goddess. And what is interesting is that this week, Venus is a square to Setna. So there's a little bit of tension there between two water energies, two water goddess energies. And I think this relates very much to becoming more aware of our nature, our how our body is related to everything that is happening with water on this planet. So this square transit between Venus and Sedna invites us to look at our internal waters and also to listen to our intuition, because water is also a symbol for our intuition and intuitive knowledge. So this is a beautiful example. Another aspect that is happening on January 3 is that there is still this opposition between Mars retrograde and Pluto, which started in November 2024. And Mars, in opposite to Pluto, is all about fears that are coming to the surface and that are requesting our attention. So when this transit is still happening, if you feel any anger coming up or old stresses in relationship, old stress or tension in relationship, and you feel that this is something that comes from many years ago, then this is a perfect time to look at it now that Venus is moving into Pisces and is inviting us to show compassion for ourselves, for our emotions, for our experiences, and of course for other human beings and animals. So I would like to finish this forecast, and I hope to see you next week when we continue with the second week of January. Thank you. Goodbye.